Flight, an awe-inspiring feat, has captivated human imagination since we first looked to the skies. Whilst the Wright brothers are often credited with the discovery of flight, it is essential to recognise that flight itself existed long before their groundbreaking achievements. Today we're going to bust this long-held belief that the Wright brothers were the final piece of the puzzle for flight, but the reality is much more complicated than this. With the Wright brothers, whilst being an important part of this whole thing, are certainly not the be-all and end-all of the discovery of flight. So, in today's video, we're going to delve back into the past, look at some of the people who may have had other contributions to the field of flight, and those little stepping stones we take to get to the point where those two brothers flew in the sky for the first time. This is going to be a high-flying adventure today. So yes, we've got quite a few people in today's video to thank for the fact that we can literally jump on a plane and fly to the Caribbean in a single day. God, I need a holiday. To comprehend the Wright brothers' contributions better, we must acknowledge the groundwork laid by those that came before them. Throughout history, numerous inventors and visionaries sought to conquer the skies. Ancient Chinese inventors who developed kites, for example, who demonstrated the basic principles of flight. Well, we gotta start somewhere, don't we? Be it strings and kites, it does the job. Might not be enough for commercial flights, but we gotta understand the basics first to understand how flight truly works. Little steps, people. Leonardo da Vinci's sketches showcased imaginative flying machines, reflecting his visionary genius. Whilst many of the sketches might be more conceptual than something that might actually be made that can fly, these did look very futuristic and pretty damn awesome for the time. However, creativity needs to stem from somewhere, which would then come at some point in the 18th century. Advancements in hot air ballooning by the Montgolfier brothers marked significant milestones in airborne exploration. Look, as cool as hot air balloons are and the fact that they look pretty fancy in the sky, we all know what happens when an open flame gets a little bit too close. Yeah, we're going to need something that's not just hot air. Yes, whilst this idea is a little bit later down the road and it sounds good on paper, we need something that's a little less explosive. Sir George Cayley, an English engineer and visionary, is often considered the father of aviation. In the early 19th century, Cayley formulated the principles of modern aerodynamics. Through extensive research and meticulous experiments, he demonstrated the importance of aerofoil-shaped wings, vertical and horizontal stabilizers, and propulsive systems. So yes, we are truly getting into the advanced territory here. We are using the power of science. No longer just kites and strings anymore. We need to learn the theories behind flight and how we can realistically adapt it into something we can actually fly in. Cayley's work laid the foundation for the Wright brothers and subsequent aviation advancements. Oh yeah, the Wright brothers, you know, the exact reason they're here to talk about this today. Wilbur and Orville Wright, two determined brothers from Dayton, Ohio, are rightly celebrated for their pivotal contributions to aviation. Building upon their knowledge that they amassed from the previous pioneers, the Wright brothers embarked on their journey to achieve controlled and sustained powered flight. Through meticulous observations, rigorous wind tunnel experiments, and relentless determination, they designed and built their aircraft, the Wright Flyer. A real inventive name. I would have just called it the Flightmaster 5000, but there you go. So, what made them so standout impressive compared to the people we spoke about previously? The Wright brothers introduced three groundbreaking innovations that revolutionized aviation. 1. The concept of aerodynamic control, recognizing the significance of controlling an aircraft's balance and maneuverability. So they developed a 3-axis control system. They also introduced movable horizontal stabilizers and rudders for pitch and yaw control. The second part of this was their propulsion system. They engineered a lightweight and powerful engine that provided the necessary thrust for sustained flight. The third was their successful first flight, which on the 17th of December 1903, at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, the Wright brothers made history with the first powered flight, lasting a mere 12 seconds and going just over 120 feet. This was relatively modest, but it did the job and opened the door for much, much more. And yes, it was these concepts all pulled together that created something truly brilliant. This is what the Wright brothers are known for, and it is these ideas and principles that people use today in modern flight. Sustained flight, not just sending a hot air balloon and letting it explode in space, but something where we can actually take off and safely land all in one go. No crash landings needed here, people. Whilst it is incorrect to attribute the discovery of flight solely to the Wright brothers, their pioneering and impressive work in the field cannot be understated. They built upon the knowledge of their predecessors and introduced groundbreaking innovations that propelled aviation into a new era, by acknowledging the contributions of earlier pioneers. The Wright brothers' innovations and their successful flights sparked a wave of aviation advancements worldwide. Their accomplishments paved the way for subsequent aviation pioneers, leading to the rapid evolution of aircraft design and flight technology. Their dedication to meticulous research and engineering principles laid the groundwork for the future of aviation, ultimately transforming the world by making it a smaller and more interconnected place. And this is all incredibly impressive, and we gotta tip our hat to the Wright brothers to say thank you for letting me go on my trip to the Caribbean. I can smell the Caribbean air already. If you guys like that video, here's another one just like it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Fantastic.